Aureus Academy, a Singapore homegrown music school, was founded in 2013 and grew to more than 21 centers across Singapore. A few fun facts about Aureus: they are helping more than 18,000 students to sharpen their musical skills, and all their centers are solely operated by them, and none of them are franchised. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Ivy Wu, Associate Director of Operations at Aureus Academy, to share more about their journey with Salesforce. Ivy, thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Tae-yeon. Thank you so much.
Hello. So really appreciate you spending some time with us today. And we all know that you have been on Salesforce for some time. And in your opinion, what are some of the biggest challenges that small businesses are facing today, and the opportunities to embrace technology at their various stages of growth?
So yes, in my opinion, definitely to provide quick service, but at the same time to maintain a personal touch to each customers. I think this is the biggest challenge that all the business are facing right now. And from my point of view, I think a business cannot conquer these two challenges without a system that's able to provide single source of truth. So just using our front desk team as an example, before Salesforce in place, we need to check multiple different systems to get the whole picture of the customer's background, like invoices in the billing system, email in another. Yeah. So after we migrated to Salesforce, everything in one place. So it's actually a lot more easier for us to provide a quick yet customized service to all of our customers.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. So it seems like currently you are using Salesforce across the various teams and functions, and you're also doing many of these things that we have spoken about during the session today. So since adopting Salesforce, we have seen revenue growth of 300% in 5 years. What would you attribute that to?
Yes. Okay. So actually, we noticed a huge difference after we switched to Salesforce in terms of the operation process. So one of the example is that before the Salesforce, we need to use multiple systems just to complete an enrollment, to create invoice in the billing system, to create lessons in our scheduling systems. But right now, when we are doing enrollment, all we need to do is to fill out an enrollment form. So it really make everything a lot more easier and allow our front desk team to kind of like switch their focus to different tasks to, for example, like engaging the customer, building better relationship with the customer, and also to plan the growth of the centers. So I feel like that's something we notice a huge difference after switching to Salesforce. And another thing that I like to highlight is the app. So after we switch to Salesforce, we are able to launch our own Aureus app to all of our customers. And actually, right after that, we noticed the drop of phone calls, lesser emails coming in also. Because right now, the customer can just cancel, reschedule their lesson on their own. Very easy, and without coming down to our center, without calling in. Yeah, so we have more than 5,000 lessons canceled, rescheduled through our app every month. So just imagine that you have to do that manually by our front desk team.
I see. And just to clarify, this app that Aureus has, is it being built on the Salesforce platform?
Yes, so we use the system called Heroku. So it's very easy to sync the data from Salesforce. So if there's any change or any update, it's quite easy for our tech team to launch it and then to upload it also.
I see. Glad to hear that our Salesforce Heroku platform is helping you achieve your business goals. And on that note, right, it's interesting that you talk about the cancellation of the lessons and all. So is this part of your process of trying to meet or even exceed the expectations of your customers? So what is the context like in your business to allow for these cancellation policies?
Yes, definitely. Existing the customer expectation is something that we're working on. We try to achieve it every day. Yeah. So one of our policies actually, if the customer would like to cancel and reschedule a lesson, they need to give us 4 hours notice. So 4 hours before the lesson start time. But we kind of understand that something happened quite last minute, especially for families with younger kids. Yeah, so with the help of the Salesforce, we are able to look through the customers' data, the past record, without spending too much time before making the call to see that if we are going to give exception to a certain case to certain customers. And usually by giving the quick response with exception, the customer usually are very happy about that.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. And I would presume that in running these businesses, since you now have all your data in one single place, which is on the Salesforce platform, how are you then utilizing this data to run analytics, to inform your strategic decision? And how has this been for not just yourself, but also your management team?
Okay, yes. So these data are actually very, very useful nowadays in our company's operations. So we rely on it from checking how many students enroll under certain package, how is a center doing, how is a teacher, a front desk team doing. Basically, almost everything we rely on this. So with this data, because this data from the system is quite accurate, and at the same time, it's not that hard to pull it out from the system compared to the previous system that we used before. Yeah, so it really helped us to set a realistic target for our front desk team, for our managers, and also for our teachers. And also at the same time, we are able to provide a more accurate forecast to our shareholders. Yeah, so it really helped us a lot.
I see, I see. Hi, so Ivy, what is your number one success tip for winning new customers or keeping your customers happy?
Okay, so from my point of view, it's definitely to provide the best experience for all the customers. So regardless, it's a new customer or our existing customers. And also to keep it in mind that the customer's preference, they might change. They might go look for other product, other service in the market. So we have to keep ourselves on the toes all the time, make sure that we are using the technology in the right way. We are providing the customer with the experience that they are expecting or beyond their expectation. So one of the things that we are doing right now is we are proactively sending out a customer survey to all of our customers, regardless of their status. Either they're just a new customer, they haven't completed enrollment yet, or they've been with us for quite some time. And actually, this is quite easy to do so because the system can provide category for different customer status through the system. Like we can target certain customer for a certain survey. For example, like a customer haven't done the trial lesson yet, and then we send out one type of the survey. And then after they done the trial lesson, we send out another type of the survey.
So I think you talk about how the daily tasks, the automation and all can actually kick in, right? To help your team solve it a bit better. But beyond that, would it be how I think in our earlier conversations before this webinar was being done as well, right? We kind of talk about how there are more plans for Aureus to have even more centers in the coming year. So how does this how does the current Salesforce setup that you are having help to fit within this plan as well?
Okay, so I think Salesforce in a way, because once we set up all the centers, all the package in the system, everything just run very smoothly. So whenever we have a new package, new promotion, or say a new location like coming up, we are able to kind of like just duplicate, just copy paste, and then to apply to the same protocol, to the same policy. Yeah, so I think that's something really help us in a way to scale the business, to grow the business.
Out of curiosity, right, you talk about how easy it is to just copy paste your setup, or rather to replicate your processes when you open up a new center, with all the data still being retained and captured in Salesforce, right? To have a sense of how long does that take you, like maybe for your teams to get a setup done like that, like is there a
So whenever we have the new promotion, let's say once confirmed by the sales and marketing team, from what I see, it's around a half-day time for us to kind of like create all the package that will be available for all of our centers. So I think in the very ideal scenario, and most of the time is like that when we have something announced in the morning, then we can get things done in the afternoon and we can start the promotion even on the same day in the afternoon.
I see. Glad to hear that efficiency and productivity has been increased significantly. So good to hear that. And just to close off our session as well, like if there's any final tip that you can give to our audience today, what would you do in the early stages if you were just starting your growth journey now? Like would Salesforce still actually be a solution that you might be exploring, or no worries, let us know if any regrets as well, so we can keep that open.
Yeah, sure. I would say definitely the automation process, Salesforce really helped us a lot past couple years. So actually the migration process is quite challenging for us, not going to lie. I feel like this is the time and effort like a business must spend on, because I mean we see the significant improvement in terms of the operation process after we switch to Salesforce. So I think that's something I would say maybe to keep in mind that whenever doing the planning for a company, plan not only for tomorrow but for a longer term, for future. And then I think in that point of view, that will allow a company to scale faster in a way. That's my point of view.
I see. So really appreciate you taking the time off to be with us today, Ivy. So I think with that, hopefully the audience can also have a glimpse into how a company like Aureus scaled from us when they were just a few centers all the way to the 21 centers all on the Salesforce platform.